Blake McMinn, please don't be a disruption. All right. From the homework last night on number 12, we are trying to take the equation of a parabola and put it into vertex form. All right, we do that by completing the square. First thing we had to do was to scoot the 11 over. All right. We are going to complete the square on this part, and remember, whatever we add here, we need to take away from the backside so that it zeroes out. All right, well, what number goes in the box? 3 squared. Remember, it's the b term divided by 2, and you square it. Is there something in front that we need to take into consideration here?
1.
A 1, but 1 times anything doesn't change it. So, not really. All right, so 3 squared here is 9. And then we factor it. We have x minus 3 squared, and 11 minus 9 is 2. So our equation is now in vertex form. We can clearly see the vertex. The vertex of this is what?
3, 2.
Positive 3, 2. Remember, the equation says x minus the x-coordinate. So if the minus sign is still there, then the x-coordinate is positive. Is this an up and down or a left and right parabola? Up and down. More specifically, which direction? Up. All right.
When do you know when it's like it's at 9 just because it's 3 squared? But when do you know it's like when to make it 8 3 squared?
We're about to see that. If there is a number in front of here, you have to multiply because you will be multiplying anyway, eventually. All right, number.
Is 3 2 or negative 3 2?
It's 3 2. Okay, number 15. Number 15. I put the parentheses around it already. All right, first thing we need to do is scoot our 9 over. And we know that our y squared term needs to be 1y squared. So regardless of whether the second term is a common multiple of 3 or not, I've got to turn y squared into just y squared. So whatever number is in front of y squared, I've got to pull it out. Now when you're factoring it out, that's like divided. So 3y squared divided by 3 leaves you with y squared. 5y divided by 3 leaves you with 5/3 y. Okay? I'm going to be completing the square. Here's my minus 9. And I will zero it out by subtracting it off the backside. Now, we're dealing with fractions, so don't freak out. 5/3 divided by 2 is the same thing as 5/3 times 1/2, which is 5/6 squared. Right? Okay. Now, Ryan, to answer your question, now is when we have to worry about multiplying 5/6 squared times something.
Why do you 1/2?
Because we're supposed to divide the middle term by 2. And since it's a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by 1/2. Okay. Because there is a number out here that will be distributed back through this group, what I subtract off the end is not just 5/6 squared. It's 3 times 5/6 squared. Is the 3 being squared also? No, just the 5/6. So over here, let's kind of work that out. We've got 3, which is understood to be 3 over 1, times, what is 5/6 squared?
5/6 times 5/6. 25 over 3.
Over 3.
36.
36. Okay. Now, can you reduce the 3 and the 36?
Yep.
3 goes into 36 12 times. So 25/12 is what's going to go in that box over there. Now let's change that to a mixed number because we're going to be subtracting it from 9. What's 25/12? 2 and 1/12. Wow. 12 goes into 25 twice. That's 24. You have one left over. Okay. And so now we simply finish it off. The trinomial factors to give me y plus 5/6 squared and negative 9 minus 2 is negative 11 and 1/12. Left or right, up and down. What is it?
Right.
It's opening to the right. Because the x is by itself, this is a sideways parabola. The first number here, the a term, is positive, so it's opening to the right. The vertex, right, we have to flip it around, okay, to help you remember. Whatever letter is in here, that's the same coordinate of the vertex. So if this is a y, then the y coordinate of the vertex is inside with it. On this last one, this was x, so this is the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay? If that'll just help you to remember. Any questions on this one? All right, the next one, number 18, looks like this. And you all said, oh my goodness. Right?
Yes.
All right. Which letter do we want to get by itself? Y equals, okay, y.
Because x plus 6 is already set up.
Because x is the letter that's being squared in some form or fashion. All right, now don't distribute the 3. You just complicate things. If 3 is multiplied by this group, I can remove that by dividing by 3. Well, on the other side, dividing by 3 is the same thing as doing what? Multiplying by 1/3. And so now this is what we look like. And I want y by itself. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Now, does that mean I add it here to the 6? No. That's like a big old group. I'm just going to add it on the back.
You could have distributed that.
Yeah, but you'd have made life a whole lot harder on yourself. And it's in vertex form. Which direction does this parabola open? What's the vertex? -6, +3. Y'all ready? This time, which letter do we leave by itself? The x, because this time the y is being squared in some form or fashion. Now, let me show you something. This is backwards, right? If I have two things equal to each other, if I just switch the sides, so basically it's like doing this. Does it change anything? No. So just to make it clear and a little bit more familiar to us, I'm just going to flip it around. Okay? But you don't have to do that, but it's just to be more familiar. Now, we want x by itself, so the first thing I'll do is what? Just like the last problem. Divide by -4, which is the same thing as multiplying by -1/4. And then what? Add 4 to both sides. So you have x equals -1/4 y minus 8 squared plus 4. Which direction does this parabola open? To the left. Okay, be careful, it's an x one. It opens to the left because the a term is negative and the vertex is